Hey, everybody. Welcome to Geek Together. This week we have a special guest with us, but first we'll do the introductions and I'll do it properly. My name's Damien, your host, and with me as always is
Christina
and
Robbie
and Clint.
with us today is Eddie Metcalfe, who's the owner of PopNBeards. You may have pre-ordered some things from him before, whether it be Tiny Ghost or Funko. He's joining us tonight. I really want to kind of talk. One of my favorite conversations in the world of collectibles, besides the artists and what they do to create the collectibles that we love, are the other side of it, where the hobbyist, the collector, takes the passion and turns it into a career. And so I don't know if there's anything more I can say, Eddie. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's I've been listening and watching you guys for a while, so it's glad to be on here.
Well, pleasure having you. By the way, I have an order with you right now. I should be getting it Monday, so super excited.
That's what we were just talking about.
Nice.
We want to make sure that that's why we had him on. Really, we wanted to have you on the podcast just so we can ask you about our orders.
When's my order going to get here?
Yep.
When's order coming? If you can answer the question, then we can end it early and go back to watching Animal Crossing somewhere. But
right.
But no, in all seriousness. So we do something every week here because we're all addicted to some sort of collecting, especially Robbie. He really likes those sodas. But anyway, every week, Eddie, what we do, we start off, and I don't want to take too long on this because I have a lot of questions for you. But we start off talking about what did we get new this week. We're going to go first because probably with you in the store, you probably have a lot to go through. It might be the whole episode.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what I personally got new.
Yeah, personally, not for your store. What did you personally?
I got a few things. Yeah.
Oh, Ben Feldman says that you should cancel Clint's order.
Already been shipped. Don't even bother.
It's already been shipped.
Hold on, Clint. Or the I believe one of the Gambits that you also ordered. One of them's mine, I think.
Yep, that's true.
So I'll be doing that then. All right. So anyway, for me, and I wish I could show them because it's really funny. I did get something new in the mail this week. I got it from our friends over at Chalice Collectibles. Sorry, Eddie.
I know you're good. Yeah, no, there's plenty to go around.
Awkward.
There's plenty to go around.
Amen. On
that. I pre-ordered a long time ago from them. What is it? The Batman movie, Joker, with the chase.
89 Batman.
89 Batman. Yeah, sorry, 89 Batman with the chase. It's a really cool chase. I love that the box is also different. So I got that, the bundle, the common and the chase.
Nice. Yep.
And then I also got all the DC pop pins. And again, I know everybody that's friends with me that's listening to us right now, that's watching us right now. I've said openly in public that I wouldn't buy the pop pins.
Fail.
And I blame it on there hasn't been a lot to get.
What did I say when you opened that box?
Yeah, she did. She was like,
I'm like, you got pin?
You're a pin collector now, Damien?
Did you get the chase at least?
Yeah, I got the Joker chase. Yes.
Okay. Nice. Good.
And you know it's funny because I made fun of that one before.
Yeah.
but then I got it in hand, and I'm like, that's like pretty nice actually.
They really are. I was surprised when we saw them at Toy Fair how nice they were. I was shocked as well.
Looks like we've got lots of orders with you in the chat right now.
Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah.
That's right. Mountain Meg's got a Wonder Woman soda on order from you.
Yep.
A couple other ones.
Those just came in. Yeah.
Child with the frog in his mouth.
Look at that. Look, you got a lot of customers here.
There you go.
Nice.
Everybody just post your order numbers, and he's going to give us a status of all of them. That's going to be the show.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, I had to figure out how to display the pins. Somebody did ask the question, do they display well? I don't know yet. So the funny part about it is I literally got them all out of a box and then turned to my left and packed them in another box that I had open that's getting ready to be moved to Texas. Literally turned to the left, dropped them in another box.
Oh, there's an empty box.
Yeah, so that's what I did.
I believe they have stands on the back of them, though, so they're pretty easy to display. Yeah. So that's different from other pin companies out there.
True.
Yeah.
And then Misty says you're resisting. I was resisting for a bit, and I don't know if it's one it's DC, so I was kind of giving in right from the beginning. And two, there was a real drought of things for me to go buy, and apparently it is kind of an addiction. And so I needed to get something new in, some mail order in to like kind of open up, and it's like Robbie with the sodas.
Sully's shouting out Texas.
That's right.
Just the whole state.
Thanks, Sully. Texas definitely is going to be It's funny. I didn't realize it until I probably realized before, but now that we're moving there is quite a center of our podcasting friends in Texas. We're going to be moving there with a whole new friend system already in place, which will be nice.
Sorry,
we got
Robbie.
Josh there. We got 2 of the STS guys. It's going to be great. And then, of course, but we'll miss Robbie. It'll be sad.
Just chopped liver.
Hey, one thing quarantine's done well is it's weaned us off of Robbie. Like,
That's not lying.
we're used to.
Well, you're like a drug, apparently.
We're used to being in person all the time, and then, so now we got. Anyway, so that's what I got. I know, Christina, did you get anything this week?
That was just
It's all me.
I haven't been buying anything because we're moving, and there hasn't been a whole lot. I've been waiting to go shopping for my Bodhi doll. That's what I've been doing. When we move to Texas, I'm gonna have to go shopping for Bodhi. She needs new clothes.
Yeah, thanks, Lily, for catching that. The Robbie Ween. Yeah, I know. I said it. And I regretted it as I said it. I was hoping it would pass, but nope, not caught. Well. All right, Robbie, did you get anything new?
I got soda. More soda. I got my second order of Wonder Woman in, and finally got a chase on her.
Hey, all right.
Congrats.
Still failed on Barney Rubble, and still
Which,
failed
by the way,
on.
the only thing he owns is Barney Rubble. He didn't buy the pops.
Nope, it's the only. I don't have any Hanna-Barbera other than soda. A lot of stuff I only have in soda.
Wow.
So,
Oh, was it this week we got the stickers and the pins in from Kelly?
Oh, thank you. Thanks for reminding me. I think a lot of us did.
Yep.
I think Clint did, and Robbie did, and we did. We
Yes,
got
okay.
the Cuddle Monster pins, which are sweet.
They're super cute.
Very
And
cute.
sticker.
Thank you, Kelly. And the sticker. Yeah, so those of you who haven't seen it, Kelly, who's in what is it, Kelly AOK?
Yes.
I'm probably gonna do it all wrong. Anyway, she does the Cuddle Monster if you see her Instagram, and she made some pins, a short run, and they were really well done. I love the card backers. I know a lot of people you collect pins for pins, but I'm a crazy person like that. I collect boxes. It's part of the product. I love the card backer. It was a big deal. And it was so good. Yes, thank you, Kelly.
Agreed. Yep.
So yeah, there you go. We did get that.
I also got mine and Damien's gray rat fink, and
Nice.
the blue venomized Ghost Rider from Walmart.
Oh, I did get that too. Well, it's not mine; it's my son's. But yeah, we got with the shirt, the Walmart one.
Yeah.
Yeah, glow.
He
I
actually
saw that
does.
too.
I know I say
Glow.
that often. I know I try to blame my kids for some of my hoarding,
And he really does wear the shirt.
but he really does take the Venoms like right away and display them. So
He does.
That's it for me.
Kelly,
Well,
my-
you got your Freddy sodas this week too, didn't you?
Yeah, that's funny, Clint. No, the post office still.
yeah, are you going to get those? They must
I-
both be cases, and that's why they're going to be lost from you. Oh,
Yeah,
Eddie, come
look
on.
at that.
Hang up on him right now. We don't even talk to him anymore.
I reached out. I did reach out to the post office, and they claim UPS never dropped it off to them. So I asked them, well, why does it show as you guys in possession of the item, and then moving within the USPS network? And they haven't responded to that yet.
They said, well, because
we'll
they're
see.
both chases, and we knew you were not by law, you cannot have them.
Well, good luck. Hope they show up soon.
Well, yeah, I'm just writing them off at this point. They show up, that's great, but thankfully
Well, I
Damien
got a comment
ordered
for
four
you.
of
Don't
them.
worry.
Yep, that's
got a
Right,
comment.
right.
I got comments for days. I do hope they show up because I'm hoping it is 2 chases, and one of them will be mine. So,
yes,
Yeah,
it would be nice.
all right, Clint, how about you?
Well, I got my Freddy Funko mainline sodas, but did anybody mention the Tiny Ghosts?
Yeah, nope. That's what I was
No,
waiting on.
you haven't
I was
arrived.
gonna say no
I
one
was
said
hoping
gold and
to-
silver, huh?
Was that?
Oh, well, that was.
I can't even remember when mine
I
came
missed
in. now.
last week's podcast, so it should have been the week before. But yes, there was gold and silver 3-inch tiny ghosts.
Yeah, did we talk about them last week, or we forget about it because Christina missed?
Probably.
I don't remember, to be honest, but either way, I got those. So
I
that's what
can't
I got.
remember when they
Usually
came in.
who remembers the tiny?
I mean, we
ghosts.
secured the pins this week,
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
that's
true.
true. Mine are in
Oh,
my
nice.
mailbox right now.
Old timey.
the old timey pins that I hope
Okay.
they actually make ghosts. And okay, thank you. No, I did share the gold and silver last week. There you go, Clint.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, I got mine finally. All right, but that's all I got between
Oh, so
that,
you're
the pins,
behind.
and the Kelly pin and the sodas. I've had a good week.
So how's your how's the May budget?
Gone. Oh, I also forgot. I did order. Well, I haven't gotten them yet. They come later. I ordered 3 Gambits and 2 OG 3-inch tiny ghosts from the guy above me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Kelly. Kelly apparently loves my hat.
It's a nice hat. It's an
It
OG.
is a nice
It is a nice hat.
Sold out. It's faulted.
It is vaulted. I keep trying to tell Reese
Yeah.
to make more apparel that isn't t-shirts.
We do, Reese. You really
Can
need to
make a
more
gold and
apparel.
silver one.
Yeah.
Gold hat. That's what we need.
The whole hat gold.
No, just the ghost.
The whole hat. Oh,
I like
Either
the whole
way.
hat
The
too.
whole hat. I
Yeah.
couldn't do that. I couldn't
Gold.
do
We do
that.
both.
It would be way too.
I want a hard enamel hat.
Yeah.
That's what I
Actually, it
need.
would be cool if it had like the gold, like the pin. Like
Yeah.
so if it was metal.
Oh, that'd be fine.
oh yeah.
If it was a metal.
Just a little
like,
outline on the outside of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
that
be
would be good.
Outside. Yeah.
good. That'd be good. All right, so that's what you got. All right, so Eddie, what did you get this
Oh,
week? No, and please don't go through your invoice of stuff.
No, right?
What was that, a list?
Personal
I
acquisition.
got-
That'll
I
be
got
the whole
like
thing.
1,000 soda. I think the most recent thing I got was the Freddy soda, the Venomized Ghost Rider Walmart T-shirt. That was good. Doesn't glow. And I
shame.
think that and gold and
That's not
silver Tiny Ghost came in. I think
Okay.
earlier this week. So
You,
Oh,
you got
East
a
Coast.
mainline Freddy soda too, right?
I did. Yeah, it was one
Okay.
one each. Yeah.
That's the way it should work. I
Yeah.
should get one of each. But
Yes, right.
Yep. I was so
Like that,
surprised too.
like that.
I knew I was gonna bust. I saw everyone else bust, and I'm like, "Yep."
Well, somebody has to
Oh,
win,
well.
right? Somebody.
Right.
That
There's
is
800 of them in theory.
800 of them. 800
I mean, when you
people had
take
one.
Robbie and I out, so you knock that off right off the bat, and we're not going to get that.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of
So, yeah,
people
we
ordering
just
for
have
us.
to
So.
check right there. It's like, did Damien and Robbie order them? Because if they did, then I know that there's a bunch of comments gone.
Right. Yeah, I saw that you guys were getting a bunch, so it's I was really surprised. I didn't think I was, and it's a really nice one too.
Mhm.
I really like the sodas. That's my new mystery mini. I was horrible at buying mystery minis. Oh,
Yeah, Robbie's hooked. Like you heard him say, Hanna-Barbera and everything. It's just he's not even. Don't even forget the characters and soda. It doesn't matter. It's soda he collects.
Oh. I don't even know
Yeah.
what a lot of them are, but it doesn't matter.
Are you gonna
Nope.
collect 2 liters when they come out?
2 liters? Yeah, the 6
Like
inches
instead of
coming in
10
2 liter
soda,
bottles.
Instead of 10-inch pops, we're gonna come out with a 2-liter bottle
Or a handle. I want to see a
Hanna-Barbera
handle.
collected. It'd be awesome. That's what you gotta go.
By the way,
Yes,
it
maybe
could be one of those
Bubba
Bubba drinks that truckers
man.
have.
right?
Right.
He has ribs, wings, tri-tip. You just have to bring your own alcohol.
I got alcohol,
Sold.
and I would love to go. And we'll all hold a. Robbie and I joke all the time that we'll come podcasting and I have like a 6-foot broom handle. He'll just have to hold the other end of it. So no matter where we walk, we're social distancing.
You guys have thought this through.
We're trying to figure it out. We are trying to figure it out because I am going to be moving in 2 weeks or so, maybe 3 weeks. So we do have to figure out some type of get together before we're out of here,
Yep.
because that would be a shame, you know.
You just
So
have to like space out on the lawn, out in the
there
backyard.
you go. Yeah,
Seats at 6 feet.
yeah,
The,
for each
the backyard's big enough.
And
yeah.
then-
We'll just throw sodas back and forth to each other like a white elephant.
Just like put up a plastic wall in your yard and just like
We'll all walk
high
around
five.
with welder's masks or something. There you go.
Yeah.
It's like the like the Dexter mask with the car.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You can make a
I don't
kill
know,
room.
I call it a Dexter mask. I'm sure there's a much less murderous word for it, but
Yeah.
that's what I think.
Wow.
All right. Saw that. I have a lot of questions for you, Eddie. So
Okay.
actually, first thing I want to talk about is how you and I met. Kind of
Yeah.
a funny story, right? So and we didn't know it at the time, right? So
No.
right, so we were in line for the Funko, the Making of Fun in Hollywood for the premiere of Making Fun.
Mhm.
And unbeknownst to me, it was Eddie behind me, but to me at the time, it was a guy and his wife, and he was wearing the cool Skeletor Funko shirt. And I was like, and so it was like the gold one, the SDCC one, I believe. Oh no, it was the newest one.
Yeah. It
the
was
one from the shop?
so that was
Yeah, the one from the shop, I
February. Yeah, it was from the shop. Yeah,
From the
with,
shop, either
came in
way.
the gray skull.
Yeah, that one. That's what came with the box. Yeah. And so I just remember making a comment on a shirt, and we were talking the whole way through. We were talking in line until we got in because we're all waiting early in line until we got in the show. And then not long after, we were just talking on something else, and it kind of put 2 and 2 together. Like, wait a minute, we stood in line for hours together. That was you? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
me. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
funny. It's a small world in Funko, but we bonded over Skeletor.
Yep.
Way it should be.
Yep.
That's right. Yep, absolutely.
You boob.
And then I don't know. At the time, I think you were just starting PopNBeards,
Yeah.
right?
Yep,
just
had
started.
pretty much just started, and we had bought like it was like a $10,000 lot someone was selling, drove to buy it, and I actually still have the fakes, but I wound up
Oh
with
yeah,
two fake
that's how we
pops.
knew each other.
Yeah.
Oh, even
And
better.
so I
Yeah.
had
some of the
I think I had
boxes.
reached out on the forums or something about it, trying to figure it out, and then linked up with you, and then that's where we figured out that we had already met.
Yeah, that's right. Because what happened is he bought a lot, and luckily he didn't pay much for the lot comparatively with the value
No.
overall.
No,
But
yeah.
in it were some fake Chase DC pops,
Oh,
like
Yeah,
Chase.
I've actually
That I
got them
did
right
not
over here. I'll
know.
go grab them. Let me grab them real quick because I still have them.
There were some
The
fake
good,
Chases.
the
and he
good
was telling me-
chases.
Yeah, they were like the good ones, like the Riddler and the Penguin.
Oh.
and how did
It
we
was,
decipher they were fake?
Well, they were in one of our
I'll wait till
custom
you see it.
boxes.
Okay.
But when you see the paint job, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's
I didn't
so
do it.
there's Penguin. Like how shiny and
Oh.
horrible that looks.
Look at that. It's like
It's
globbed
so
on.
bad.
It's so
Looks like-
bad.
Looks like something streamed on the head and
But
just
the funny thing
creamed
is
off
they
it.
ruined an already valuable pop.
Oh yeah, that was my thing. Was it's like it's they're not fake pops. They're just painted.
Yeah,
poorly.
Wow.
yeah, that's funny. But there was
And then
a at the time where
Oh, there it is.
and the fake Illidan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
someone had painted it black.
we have real ones of those, and we were checking the serial numbers on.
Yeah,
the
because we were
bottom.
comparing the foot
Yeah.
stamp for you and the boxes. Because we had the Illidan as well as all the DC, so it's kind of funny.
And you ended up linking up with us because they had purchased custom boxes.
That's
or
right.
Boxes from us.
Yep.
Where we
That's
put on
right.
the bottom
It
like
was-
not
it
a real
was-
box. We put on the bottom of the box not a real box
But
just
that's
for display,
Yep.
That's exactly why we did that.
which worked out because that caused you to really find that they were fake.
Yep. That did.
Usually,
Yeah, that was
Well, besides
perfect.
the
Yeah.
fact that, like as Ben Feldman points out, it looks like a child painted it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was the thing was when I bought them, I bought like so many, and I was just
You
like,
had
yeah,
time to
cool. Those look good. And I
Right.
didn't take any of them out of the box. That'll be the last time I do that.
Yep.
And his headlight comes off now.
But you still made your value on that, you said,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Oh,
I did.
for
And
sure.
actually,
Yeah.
I filed because I paid him through PayPal. I filed a PayPal claim against him.
Nice.
And he tried. I mean, he lied about the whole thing. The Illidan, I didn't realize was fake painted until I took it out. But what threw it off was it was a 2013 San Diego Comic-Con pop, but the date stamp on it said like 2015, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
'cause
really?
he used a common Illidan box because it had the same box
Yeah.
line for sticker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's funny.
But yeah, I think I wound up getting. It was, the pops were valued at the time. I think, I had paid like $500 or $600 value at it or something, and he gave me half of it back. So, but
Nice. So at least you got something out of it. Good.
Yeah,
yeah,
didn't he claim that he had no idea and he paid more for it? And yeah,
yeah, he
Well,
was
that's his
like
dumbass then.
these have been in my closet for like a year. I was just selling them. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you had a $1,000 pop just in your closet. Good, yeah.
yeah.
Good thing.
Everybody keeps $1,000 pops. Well, I do right
Yeah.
now.
No, a fake
That is true.
No,
$1,000
I don't.
pop.
Although to be
It's a-
fair,
Damien has a bank vault in
I
there.
don't
Yeah.
keep my fake $1,000 pops in the closet.
I'm fairly
Right,
certain
yeah.
when if he had purchased it that way, like he would have looked at it before throwing it in the closet.
Yeah.
I don't know
You would
anybody else
think.
that buys $1,000 pops and doesn't check them out when they
Oh,
get
for
them.
sure. I mean, it's a big investment nowadays,
Yeah.
especially if you're paying that much money for them. I
Yep.
mean, I've seen people selling $40 pops and they have to take pictures of all 20 sides of a box inside and out. The fix that. I mean, it's crazy. So don't tell me you're not
Yep.
going to take out $1,000 pop that way.
Hey, I do that I have to do that for
Right.
commons.
Yeah, I mean, you do, don't you? Yeah, I mean, I bought a Johnny Bravo for my brother recently. Luckily, there's a local. I was joking with him like, I want you to send me all 40 pictures and the window. And I was like, no,
Nice.
don't worry about it.
Get a 20-sided die. Roll the die. I want that picture.
What the
Side 18.
All right, so I have to ask Eddie. So how long have you been collecting?
Funko, I've been collecting since, I think was that like right after Rogue One came out, whatever year that was. So not very long actually, compared to most people. And I wound up in, I mean, I'd seen them before, but I wasn't a real big, I'm a completionist. So I try not to start anything. And clearly I failed
You
miserably.
started.
Yeah. But I think we were in Walmart or somewhere, and they had clearanced out all of the Rogue One pops to like $1. I'm
There you
like, sure, huge Star Wars fan, I'll buy all those. And they weren't really advertised much at that point that I had seen on the East Coast, at least in North Carolina. So after that, I was like, oh, let's go see if I can find these pops and those pops. And then I realized that they're numbered, and that's how many pops there were. And then I found guides on how to collect them, and I'm like, oh, this is just a horrible hole. So, but,
A horrible
I
hole.
would say, yeah, it's just
We'll quote
so
you
bad.
on the tweet.
Yeah, horrible hole.
Might be the
Hashtag.
episode name.
Sounds terrible.
But I think
Hashtag.
oh boy, yeah.
Wouldn't
But
search
I
Google
think
for it, but,
I think it took me like 6 months, and I was probably almost complete with Star Wars at that point,
Oh wow.
except maybe like the
Wow.
top 20. So at that point, I think like the Shadow Trooper, like the top 20 Star Wars ones were $300 to $600 or $700. Like they
Right.
weren't
Mhm.
as much as what they are now, and I
Mhm.
regret it because I was thinking, oh, I'll be okay. I'm going to grab as many as I can for $10 first, and then I'll buy the expensive ones. And
I
that
remember
took
getting
too
a
long.
hollow. I remember getting a hollow Vader.
Yeah.
Dallas Comic Con for like $45.
Oh.
I remember Christina buying me the glow in the dark Skeletor from Gemini. And at
I
that,
bought it on Amazon.
yeah, but even back then it was like $40.
you
Yeah.
I got it for him for his birthday,
And I was
and
like,
then
oh, you spent $40 on a pop. Jeez.
at that time, no,
Yeah,
I
that's expensive.
didn't know anything at all about buying them aftermarket because I really wasn't
Yeah.
collecting other than the Doctor Who ones, and which was like 5 pops at the time, and
Isn't it still 5 pops?
it's a few more, but so I gave it
6.
to you for your birthday, and you're like, oh, where did you buy it? And you were like cringing because you thought I
Like
paid.
Amazon, and she's like, I paid $40. I'm like, $40 for it. No,
Well,
that's so funny.
You thought I was gonna overpay like way more than that.
That's true. It was actually a great
Yeah.
deal. Now look at it, right?
That's
You know.
funny.
Yeah. Oh,
So yeah,
Eddie,
that's the question. So Misty asked a follow-up question.
I'm sorry.
Is your Star Wars line complete now?
it is not. I am missing, I think, 5, 6. I think
Wow.
6 now because of that stupid Sith Trooper. Ugh. The worst. For
The
no
first to market
reason.
one?
Yeah.
You should have bought it when it was first to market. Like
Oh,
right
I
away.
should have. Oh my God. I
Come
regret
on,
that
you're a
so
Star Wars
bad.
person. You know how crazy you guys are.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You're the
well,
worst.
I was honestly thinking within a year that thing would come out and it would just drop, and I'm like, $200, nah. I should have known.
Now
I
you
should
do
have
it all day.
known.
Logically, that makes sense what you said, but we all know better
Right?
now.
I would have
Yeah.
done the same thing. I would have done the same
Well,
thing.
because I mean,
13th
it
Doctor,
took
same thing.
me when I first started. I found that there was the first to market Vader, the
Mhm.
unmasked Vader,
Oh yeah.
and that one at the time was like $100 more. Now I know it's a lot older and it's Vader, and a lot of people just don't
Has a black
care.
sticker with a TM on it that people try to fake a lot.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
I think it took me 2 years to finally find that one, and that's when I realized, about a year in, I realized that a lot of those were exclusive overseas.
Mhm.
So it wasn't that it was exclusive to a con; it was that Star Wars Celebration was Europe. So it took me almost 2 years to get the Europe stickers for the Star Wars Celebration ones.
Wow.
Forever.
Now, do you try to
So-
get all the stickers or just whatever?
And just
Whatever.
for Star Wars, I do. Just it
God.
accidentally happened that way.
So now,
Yeah,
I do that
so-
all the time. I'm not going to judge. I do accidental collecting often.
Yeah. It was I think what happened was I wound up buying like a whole bunch of them from somebody, and they were like all underground toys, and I'm like, what is this fake garbage? And then I found out that there was other ones, so I actually wound up selling all of the underground toys ones because I didn't want to go that route. But I do
okay.
collect the con sticker ones.
So what
So I
about
have
like
shared-
on the Boba Fett droids where they had the Star Wars the two different
That's
Star
one
Wars Celebration stickers, right? They had one in Europe and one here.
Yeah, I'm missing. I think Paris is the one that I have.
Yep. Okay, that's a cool one. It's the oval sticker. It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then same for Vader. The holographic Vader had 2 stickers.
Yes, that's right. Same
and
thing.
I have the Dallas one. Is the one that I have.
Okay.
But yeah, past that, I'm missing Sith, the Sith Trooper, the Shadow Trooper, and holographic Darth Maul. And I think there's like one more.
Those are the top ones. How about the flocked
Chewbacca? That's the other one that I'm missing.
That's what Misty said that she's missing, which that's a pretty great collection, Misty. Just missing that one flock.
Right.
Yeah, if you're only missing that one, that's awesome.
That's insane.
Good on you. Good on both you, actually.
Now,
And you too. Yeah, that's great.
Do you consider the Star Wars Freddies as part of that collection, or?
I don't. I think once my theory, because I've been pretty much at this point for almost a year now.
Mm-hmm.
It was just New York Comic Con. I picked up Biggs Darklighter for like $500, so I was super happy about that. But I've been pretty much at this point for about a year or so. So I figured, if it took me another 2 or 3 years to get the last ones, and then I'm done, then what will I do? So then I figured I would do the Freddy's after that. But I don't really. For me, it's the numbers.
You think you might be done?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
That's a very cute statement.
A year ago I thought I would get there, and then Last Jedi happened. And then
now, if you could just paint Penguin better, maybe you could turn some of those and get some Shadow Trooper.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Does anybody want a metallic pink?
It's Chase.
For trade only.
Don't call it Chase, just call it metallic, because it is.
Oh yeah,
technically a metallic.
It is. That is true.
We technically had to chase it down if you went somewhere else to get it.
Apple green.
Okay, fine.
One of one.
There you go. Right.
Advertise it as that, and then it'll go for sure.
Right. Yeah. Eddie, real quick, I'm curious. You said you started collecting Funko. I'm guessing like 2016 is when the Star Wars Pops really came out.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was about 2016.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you collect anything before?
Yes. So I think I'm not like I wouldn't say. It's pretty much Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, I don't do a lot of the action figures. It's random. I think prior to Funko, it was just whatever I liked.
Okay.
But a lot of it was Star Wars. I think one of the last things, and I actually just picked up a new set of it. I'm over here looking at it. I used to, when I was younger, it would have been 99 when Phantom Menace came out. They were doing the soda cans. And they had like all the characters on the side of them.
There's a Pepsi, right?
Yeah, it's Pepsi. Yep.
Okay.
So me and my dad used to drive around like all over the East Coast. He had a job where he was driving a lot, so we were always on the road, always buying like a 12-pack, sticking it in the car, and they had those. So I was collecting them at that point, and then they stopped making them, and I just whatever, couldn't get them anymore. Well, I was at a convention in South Carolina. Last year, and someone was selling the unopened. They made them empty, but they're all unopened, and it's the complete set. So I got the whole set now. So that was a full. I mean, that was 99, so 21 years.
How many sodas were there?
Wow. I think. Let me grab it. It's 12 because it's a pretty cool little display. I think there was 12 or 18 of them.
Wow. Okay. That makes sense because it's divisible by 6. So
that does make sense.
Yeah, right.
So the collector case was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I actually didn't even know this existed.
It's like
so it opens up.
Case. Wow.
Is it metallic? The case?
It is.
Metal?
It is.
Wow.
It's like an aluminum shelf. So that's all of them, and they're sealed, but they're empty.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I was able to get that, and I actually picked it up from someone that had just started doing conventions, and they were just like selling all of their junk for the most part. And I was like, well, how much do you want for that? I've never seen that before. And they're like, $30. I'm like, done.
Old.
Oh, yeah.
For $30.
Yeah. Yep. So
that's amazing. That's pretty cool.
Pretty much just small stuff. I mean, I liked hanging on to stuff, whether I collected it or not. I was really big into like retro video games. So I still have in my we've got a video game room on the other side of this wall, and I've got tons of old systems. So like regular Nintendo all the way to the current.
Nice. Sounds
I've
familiar.
got some Sega
You and
Genesis,
Clint, we get along very well.
Dreamcast.
I have quite a few
Nice.
Yeah,
myself.
so I mean that's pretty much where it started.
Nice.
Was just kind of retro gaming, and anything that I played, I kept and held on to. Big Looney Tunes fan, so I've got some Looney Tunes stuff, just random. Might have cost me $1, but
Still have it.
yep, still have it.
So Manny in the chat wants to know do you collect the protos for Star Wars at all?
I don't. Oof.
That's a good response right there.
I feel that.
I have a
Oh.
friend. I have a friend, Jason Chai, who collects Star Wars protos, and the amount of work you have to go through. And I love the guy to
Yeah.
death. How annoying and persistent you have to be to go after people that win them and try to get
can't
them.
imagine.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, they're
Nope.
so expensive too. They're like up there with anime protos right now. It's insane.
Yep. No thanks.
Mochi protos. Oh, that's painful.
I just don't find it worth the time to go.
Teach
I-
their
I
own.
know
Everyone's
people.
a fan of something.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Just too much
No.
work to put into and find them, and then having them sell it just too much. Yep.
Oh, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And you're never gonna complete that. You never are.
Nope.
No.
No, it's funny on the Star Wars Freddy's. We were 2 tables away of having a Freddy Yoda.
We were one.
Oh nice.
Or no, sorry. I was thinking of Mark Hamill.
No, not there. No, a few years ago.
The year before.
The year
Yeah,
before
yeah.
when they had the Yoda Freddy, which is an
Mm-hmm.
awesome Freddy, by the way. Like probably one of the cooler ones. I like the Freddys when they're
Yeah.
really transformed to the character. But
Like
we were
C-3PO?
we were lucky, depending on your fandom. We had our whole table. We had one whole table of our friends, Robbie's family, my family, Seth's family, my board son, and so we had 10 people. Good shot. But we got the Hoff. We got
Oh yeah.
the best Freddy.
Baywatch.
Baywatch.
It's awesome.
So hot.
So close.
So hot.
What a difference that seat could have made.
Yeah,
Oh.
the next group over.
Yeah.
Yoda Freddy.
You're like, oh yeah, great. And we're trying to trade them. The funniest story about that, we go over there and try to
That's right.
Hey,
Asian Tony Stark.
do you wanna-
Ouch.
do you want to trade for this? They just look at it and just start laughing at you. Like, no, I didn't trade my Yoda Freddy for that. I don't even
I don't
We
know
did,
the other ones in that like in the other.
The
two.
robot-
the other ones weren't good.
No, the Yoda was really the only one that was good. I mean,
no,
I like the alien one.
definitely would have gone for the robot and the alien over.
Oh, we got the
the-
worst one by sure. It was
Like we
Yep.
went and got the robot and the alien
we
later
did
because
as soon as we could.
Yep.
We created we were like, hey, we got all
They're
these
really
Hoff.
cool.
We were like rich in Hoffs.
Rich and
Up to our
Hoffs.
eyes in Hoff.
I would have paid for the other two.
Oh, for sure. Well, we did. I think some of us did.
Yeah.
Anyway, aside from that, so now we talked about your collecting. Now you bought this lot, you decided to start selling. Now, when did you turn full time? Like, this is what I'm going to do, and then why the hell would you do that?
Yeah. Oh. I don't regret it. I do enjoy it. I think really just for
No, it just
meeting
takes
new
a certain
people,
person
if
to
that's the
deal
only
with
thing.
that. That's all. Yeah, that's all I'm in.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, let's see. After we went to Hollywood for the movie, and I think that's really what sparked it. Like, not to be like cheesy, but after seeing so many people, so like I mean, before Rogue One, I didn't know anything about Funko. I started collecting, and then I went full on force
Mhm.
collecting everything Funko, and then it was, we were buying everything Star Wars, and then it was like, oh, there's the Maleficent pop, or because my wife loves Disney, and so do I. So it's pretty much anything that we grew up on, we were getting our hands on, and so 2016, 2017, Funko was just cranking them out, and so we were just buying them already.
Oh yeah.
It was horrible.
I live this story.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, our house was turning into a store pretty quick. And then
I thought, why not? Let's
it was
just make it a store.
yeah, pretty much. Well, what happened was we wound up opening a video game hangout collectible store, but it wasn't really for collecting. So me and a buddy of mine opened up Game Outlet was where it started. And that was really just going to be video games, comic books, trading card games, stuff like that. And then we started carrying pops. I was buying lots of Star Wars stuff because they had one that I needed and they weren't going to separate it, so I'd have to buy 20 pops just to get 1 or 2 that I needed. And so then I had a whole bunch of extras, put them in the store. They started selling pretty quick. One of the suppliers we had was just like a generic supplier, bought from them. They put us in touch with Funko, and then we had to buy them in higher quantities. So then that was pretty much when we made the decision to full on go that way. So then we started carrying everything in store. And I think about 6 months later, I created the online website for pre-orders pretty much. And then it just grew from there. And then everyone local was like, you should go to this convention and that convention. And then our first convention that we ever went to was Star Wars Celebration. Was that 16?
The one in
It
Orlando.
was in Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was our first one that we went to. That was our first convention. So we went there. Then
And you had
we
a
went
you had a booth there?
no, we didn't. Yeah. So that was just as fans. We went
fan,
there,
okay,
and my mind was blown.
Yeah, we were at
so
that
then,
one. We
oh,
went
were
to
you?
that.
Nice. Yeah. That was a really good one. We had a blast there. Our anniversary is in April, and it's every year it's lined up with Star Wars Celebration. So we went in 16, and then we went to New York Comic Con that year as well. And then we were just doing Celebration and then New York Comic Con. So and then
That's a fun. I'm actually in remembrance. I'm wearing my New York Comic Con shirt today that I had.
Nice.
Yeah.
Remembrance.
Yep. In remembrance.
Well, because that was the last one, wasn't it?
That's the last
That
one
was the
ever.
last.
Yeah.
Yep.
New York's gone now, apparently. You know, so
Yep.
Fell off the map.
Yep. Gone.
you can only go as
but I
far
mean-
east as Newark.
Yeah. Whoops. But I mean, from there, we just decided to just go and have fun. So, I mean, it was for us to start, it was really, I wouldn't say that we started to feed our hobby. It was more to share something more with everybody else. So it was, I was a collector. I met a lot of friends, and I had the opportunity locally to do something and share that. So I figured, why not have the business and control it? We could both be friends and collect pops for.
Yeah.
We could both go hunting to Walmart, or I could have the store, and we both benefit. So.
Right. I mean, I don't think there's anybody on here, or at least in the video part of it. I can't speak to everybody on the chat, but there isn't a single person there that wouldn't, if they could, make a living in toys.
Yeah.
I mean, so
No question.
I mean, so to be able to do that, to make that leap and convert over to that, that's a pretty big deal. I mean, it's a pretty big. A lot of people did it, right? So there was a big wave of a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of them fizzle out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And, one of the things, and I've watched a lot of them. So we've interviewed Chalice before, them.
Yeah.
Chalice Collectibles. We're good friends with them. We've worked with them at multiple cons. For as many that are still around versus how many started around the same time doing pre-order, like we all know as collectors, there's been so many people throwing up, like it was like the race to the cheapest chase bundle for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But to see a lot of them just flat out, then you hear the stories like, well, I haven't got my product. It's been 6-8 months. It's been forever.
Mhm.
So for you to be able to stick around and have a name and people still ordering for you says a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, just to the point you were saying, a lot of people were charging lower amounts, and then I think one of the biggest ones that I remember, it was the first one we went to when we went to New York. It was like West End Toys or something.
Uh-huh.
I think there was 2 different ones, and they were always getting confused with each other. But anyway, and that's when I started hearing about the downside of new places. People were either raced to the bottom, or they were never fulfilling, or they would take all of your money online, then go to a con and sell all of your stuff. And it was just, at that point, I mean, I knew some places existed, but there wasn't a place that I felt comfortable with at the time. So that's when we started going online to do pre-orders. But then obviously, if people have been burned by other places, then it's hard.
A lot of places
But
that fizzled out because of bad business practices or just having bad customer.
oh yeah,
Well, I think the pre-order thing's tough, right? I mean, you can tell me how it works, but I've seen a lot of people that put up the pre-order. Unless I'm just going to make this up from what I've seen from my local comic shop and being really close to those guys over at the nerd store here. they would put up pre-orders. You could pre-order anything you want to, but Funko has very small windows of opportunity to get the first releases of things, right? And the big box retailers, Hot Topics, Box Lunch, they're all going to get things first, right? They're like
Right.
that a lot prioritized to them. So fans,
well, also from what Chalice said is that if the person purchased it, like if the purchaser isn't on
right away,
right
On,
at
like,
the
on,
same
yeah.
time, like just like a drop for us trying to go buy from Funko.
Yeah.
if you don't
if
get
you're
in
not
early,
in there early, your order is at the back of the line.
like you'll eventually
won't
get
be-
it. You will get it, but it might not be the first
Yeah.
lot. It might be the second or the third.
Yeah.
But we know how collectors are.
Yeah.
They're gonna give you that
Yes,
money.
yes,
And
we
then you're
do.
not gonna get it for months. You're gonna be like, I'm sorry, I'm waiting on Funko to get it to me.
So if you log in 10 minutes late to make your bulk order for your store, you're going to be SOL.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Right. So they have all these pre-orders. They're sitting there like, well, my Hot Topic got it, so I want a refund. I want to cancel it. I just want to get it here. I want it now.
Yep.
Yours were a couple dollars cheaper, but I don't care. I want it now.
Yeah, pretty much.
wants to save
I'm just making that up,
$3.
and I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, that's making it up, all of it.
Nobody
Yeah,
knows what you're
that
talking
happened.
about.
And I see you, Jason Rowe, there. So Jason Rowe is a good example of somebody who's following that dream and making that barely available.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Ah,
absolutely.
The dream
Yep.
barely available. That works out pretty well. I like the name. But yeah. Anyway. So now you got the shop. Do it. Totally get it. Definitely jealous of being. I'm jealous of the being able to work with toys. Not jealous of the amount of hustle you probably have to have.
Yeah, yeah. That I would say that's one thing that I did not expect as quick for me, at least. Because right now it's just me and my wife doing it.
Mhm.
So it was because we now we're focusing just online. So yeah, so it's just us. So I mean, for us to go, it's been, I would say, a good solid 2 years online, and for us to be where we're at now, and I'm getting several pallets dropped off, and I've got hundreds of items of a single item selling
Mhm.
that I have to pack up. I did not expect that in a couple of years.
So you don't have a shipping department. It's you and your wife.
right. You are the shipping
Yeah.
department. Yeah.
You are the shipping
Yeah.
department.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
wow, that's a lot of work. Now you shut down
Yeah.
the store, the physical location you no longer have, right?
We did. Yeah. So we decided that a business decision was made to where we were going to do better our direction, and so we split ways. I went harder online and tried to focus on that, and it's gone well. It's taken me a couple months to get everything back to where I wanted, but it's been doing pretty good.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, that's great. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting your 3-inch Tiny Go. So, and obviously
That's
you do more than just Funko now.
Yeah.
You're doing BIM toys or anything else you're working on.
Let's see. Right
And you had the
now, I think.
exclusive pin, right?
And you had the exclusive Tiny Ghost pin there.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
ask that question.
Yep. I think the newest stuff that we've added, we've been doing some quick stuff with Martian toys.
Okay.
So we've added, so we did a whole lot of those, or a little bit of those a couple weeks ago. So we're working on some more designer toys, trying
Nice.
to get some more
Variety.
medium, because I mean that was a direction that I wound up going to, and I think a lot of people was, Funko is the gateway collector
We
drug.
may have said that before.
Yeah.
Oh, so and I'm actually glad too. I mean, I don't regret it, but it's a lot more expensive in the designer world.
Oh yeah. Definitely
but-
the price per ounce of vinyl is way higher.
Oh yeah, it is. It really is. But it's I started collecting some Quicks figures almost a year ago, and I really like them. But it was a hard point. If they were releasing them as quick as Funko's releasing stuff,
They're releasing them very quicks.
yeah. It's,
Pets and
So-
Pops would like to know if you carry Loungefly.
So that is one thing that we have carried before. It was mostly in the store that we were carrying Loungefly. We used to carry all of the patches, all of the pins, and some of the newest bags and like pencil cases and stuff like that. But when we closed down, pre-orders are tough on those,
Mm-hmm.
and Loungefly has a pretty big or a larger MOQ than you would think. So if I want to, I think one of the biggest ones we had was like the Sully bag, like the mini backpack that they had.
Mhm.
You know, you got to buy, I think it was 6, which isn't that bad, but they're more expensive. And a lot of people don't want them when they see them right there on your website. But I took them to the first convention, and I sold all 6 of them. So,
Well, yeah, I
but
mean,
they signed
people,
the website
that's the
for,
perfect
I
place
think,
to
6
be.
months.
Yeah.
So how
Well,
does the I know you switched, I know you've done a lot of conventions now because I've talked to you in between things and you're at different cons.
Yeah.
That's part of your business now. You're online, but go to cons.
Yep.
And so how does this pandemic hurt your business?
Yeah, honestly, it's done way better.
Really?
Doing most of
Weird.
it, mine too.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was, I think, but I think it's not just because I mean, I think I do say that it is from the pandemic. But I would say that, let's see, we went to a convention let's see, we did Toy Fair, and then we did 2 conventions in February, and that was the tail end of it. We were supposed to do a few in March, April, and May, and they all got pushed or canceled into July, August. But I'd say initially it was tough, but when we decided that we were going to change everything we were doing, I've got a trailer that is full of like singles and stuff that would be specifically for the con floor. And so what was happening was people on the website they never saw these items. They were always only at the convention. So I only had 1 or 2 of these items, or they were all exclusives. And so what happened was when all this shut down, we immediately started loading everything to the website. And so we were getting tons of purchases from all over, and we ship. I shipped to Canada. I think we have shipped a few to Mexico, Australia, and I've got tons of reshippers that from like the Philippines and the UK, and they reship from either California or Washington, I think. So
Very good.
That's pretty good. Very nice. So that's I guess it does, when you say it out loud, I guess it does make sense for an online business to be doing well, because it's not like anybody can go anywhere else and buy things now. They can't go into Hot Topics.
right. Yeah.
So if you got things up there, you're doing bundle sales, people might as well wait anyway.
Well, didn't Mariotti said he's not worried about a recession because of the material they sell? So it totally makes sense in this regard as well, that people still want what they want, and we're talking about, a $10 item. We're not talking about, hundreds of dollars necessarily.
Right.
Stimulus checks.
Yeah, I mean, that does make sense.
Yeah,
So,
right.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I actually heard that too. I heard from another friend that's been doing it, that right in the beginning, it was a little slow, but then it went way up. Like it picked way up and they're really busy.
Yeah, I was shocked. It was, and for no reason. And Funko isn't releasing new stuff either. So it's not like, I was sharing a new link and people were seeing other items. I was just getting sales randomly. So
Manny wants to ask, are you getting any of the Halloween and May stuff going on your site?
I saw the leaks, but I have not seen anything. I probably won't get in trouble for it, but whatever.
Don't worry, Brian Mariotti listens to this every week, I'm sure.
Right. Is Sully in here? Am I going to get in trouble?
Sully is in here. Heads up.
Yeah. It's not a super secret, but so they changed from the way they were doing things to make it easier on retailers. They used to go, when Funko announced something, that was the first time I ever saw it. So if they were to release a pop today, they just released one a couple days ago. What did they just release? I don't even remember now. But
the Haunted Mansion stuff.
What is it?
The Haunted Mansion stuff.
Yeah, those haven't even been officially revealed for us, at least.
Or anybody. Right.
Yeah.
Or anybody.
Those are leaks too.
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
If they
were so real though, didn't it? I mean, that's the problem.
Looked real, yeah.
It's funny, we were talking about that earlier on Sully's stream about the impact of leaks, and it's hard to stop it, but it really, like, even the company can get in trouble for those things getting out there. So that's why they fight it so much.
Yeah.
And it's not good for their retail partners too. They want to control them. And it takes away the messaging of the marketing department of the company itself to be able to own that. And people like you trying to go out there and get sales, right? Because people start scrambling.
Yep, it is. And so like now they used to,
Damn
when it
data.
officially came out, Funko would post it on their blogs, we would get it the same day and put it up on our website. So it was a lot of manual work. Like Toy Fair was a nightmare.
Oh wow.
I bet.
And now they give it to us early with no images, and we can't
Okay.
sell it. So now, like,
And
I
then you
think,
put it on your other site, Disc Funko, right?
right? That's right. Yep, that one. And yep, yeah, it's yeah, no, it's been. Oh yeah, I saw. I'm watching the feed on my mixer, and I saw someone say Serlant Pops. I see that one too. And
Oh yeah,
there's a few other ones.
a nerdy dad. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not trying to
Mhm.
hype them up, but yeah, there's a lot of them out there that. I mean, we know why they do it, right? They do it because they get the
Oh.
likes and the hype, and
Mhm.
Yep.
and their social media activity goes up in the followers, and so that's why they do it. And then, frankly, all of us in this chat, we probably to blame.
I'm not. Wait, yeah.
We can't not go. Somebody posted in the group like, "Hey, there's leaks on this." I'm not gonna go. Oh well, I'm not gonna go look at those.
Right. Yep.
First thing I do, like, what
I
leaks,
don't,
huh?
but I don't go like their posts and stuff. I don't really.
No, I
care
don't.
if
I don't
get
usually
things-
like them or anything like that. And I don't follow them, but I
Mhm.
definitely go look at them.
I don't
Yep.
care if they get things spoiled for me personally, but
Yeah.
I know the negative impacts, and I wish they just wouldn't. Because what does it matter if I wait until Funko announces
Right.
it?
Right.
Yeah.
It hurts me
Well, then
not.
you can get
It's not like they
your,
don't give you a warning.
Actually announced.
Right.
And then
your heart can just get broken if it doesn't come out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then
Uh,
Funko fighting people announcing it sooner, and there's people, a couple of years ago. I don't see it as much anymore, but there were people listing pops for sale before they were actually announced. So
Right,
like,
they're just banking that they're going to try to get them so they can
Yeah.
get their early purchases.
Yeah.
yeah. So then you got people. And I get, and I don't mind that people message me, but a lot of people will ask, hey, are you getting this pop? And I'm like, that's yes, but like I can't sell it yet. So
Right. I mean, if it's a pop, you'll get it. If it's a
Yeah.
comment, if it's not a shared exclusive or something like that.
Right. A good example
they've
Gary brought up
been
was the X-Men, by the way.
Yeah.
The one you were thinking of that you just posted that just released was X-Men. It's already on your site.
which
Oh,
one?
the whole new X-Men set.
The
Yeah.
whole new X-Men set, the movies.
80th
Yeah, that was
anniversary
one,
ones
yeah.
or whatever. Or the, yeah.
20th anniversary of the movies,
20th.
I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Although weirdly, it says it's a Marvel box. It's not a movie box.
Right.
Yeah.
But
The glam shots, so weird.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, but
either way, good work.
Yeah. So that was an official release. And as soon as they officially release it, you're ready to go.
Right.
Now, the question is, when they officially release it, are you like going, you got to be watching those official releases like we are, and then you got to call your
No.
partner and order them? Or are you alerted before it goes out?
Yeah. So beforehand, it was I found out and I was scrambling at the same time everyone was reading the blog.
Okay.
Now they give it to us like a couple months early. So
Oh,
like
wow. So you have to be a good secret holder.
yes, and it allows us to place the order
Or a secret
too.
keeper.
So
Makes total sense.
I think Thursday or Friday I got September's list. So like I know what's coming in September, what is supposed to be coming in September. But so I was able to put in my order right then. We go in on our back end of our website, load all of them, but you can't see them, can't search
But-
them.
So that's like a double-edged sword for them then, because like they need to give you notice so you can order them. They get product
Right.
pushed out because sell-through is not on their end. They sell to
Right.
you, and they sell to big box stores. They put the orders in. But now
Yep.
you got it. Like, okay,
You
great.
gotta
You
trust
might
a lot
keep
of
it. You
people.
might keep a secret.
Yep.
But who's to say that anybody who's a distributor with Funko, which they have a ton of them, is
Oh,
going to
yeah.
keep a secret?
Well, they're obviously not.
Usually
Right.
Funko can either trace it back. I think, at least that's my theory. But I usually see it on Reddit later. Like I will see, like I'll get the email. I think the last one I saw was May or June's release stuff that we got like a couple months before that.
Mhm.
It was on Reddit and it was
Right.
shared like the next day. So it's like,
Right. Then
secret's out.
everybody's going to post it on Instagram all over the place, and it's like
Yeah.
a losing battle there. But they
Yeah,
have to have it out early.
One store
Or
owner needs to share it
emails.
with one friend who doesn't.
But I'm
Or
pretty
even
sure
just-
if Funko were to find out, like, I mean, obviously it's really hard to find out, but if there was irrevocable evidence
Yeah.
that a distributor shared it,
Yeah.
they would probably no longer be a distributor.
That's my theory. I think they're pretty lax on stuff like that, just from like what I've seen.
Mhm.
But
money's money.
I wish they were a little bit more strict about it. Like, for example, Entertainment Earth, those gambits that you got, they had those up for order like 2 months ago, but I could not. And it's happened before. Like, I've put it on my website on the back end, and I just pick a random day for it to go live, thinking that day won't come before I make it go live, and I'll get an email from my rep, and they're like, "Take it off." So I'm like,
Whoops.
Entertainment Earth is like on point.
I did have a question about Entertainment Earth. So, I mean, you're obviously selling Entertainment Earth, but I can buy from Entertainment Earth directly too.
Yes.
So what's the deal there? Like, it seems like they're this weird hybrid.
Yeah. No, they're it's when it
I'm laughing at your reaction.
There's no point. there's almost no point in me selling them, other than the fact that shipping. I think that's the only point, because Entertainment Earth exclusives I have to sell at their price,
Right.
or and I've gotten dinged for that too. What was this last one?
It was Phoenix.
The Wood Groot was the
that
last
one.
that was the last one that happened to me on. Was most Entertainment Earth exclusives are $13.99. Like, that's their map price, but for whatever reason, Groot was $14.99, and I wasn't paying attention. Like, I just straight up thought they were all $13.99. Never had a problem, and I loaded it, and my rep sent me a message like the next day and was like, $14.99.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So keep track of it. So maybe I guess it's probably up to Entertainment Earth that's probably watching that, maybe, and then pinging them, and then that's.
I think so. I mean, I've asked around just to see, because my rep is pretty nice. I've met him a couple times, or the team that he's on, and they're all really nice guys. But he said it's usually when that happens is they either catch it or someone else that is selling it says something.
Or somebody else selling it, say, "Hey, hold on, they're undercutting me."
Yeah.
If they're watching, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I have a couple questions, because we are at the top of the hour now. We got to get going. So the first question I have is from Jason Rowe in the chat. It says, of all those pre-orders, all those lists that you get early that you see, what percentage of them do you think never make it out?
Great question.
The list that they get me so far, they've been pretty good. They've all come out. Yeah, I don't think I've seen.
But it's different than the Toy Fair list, so you're separating those. Because Toy Fair list, a lot of times they don't come out, and this year it's probably going to be less.
Yeah, so far on the Toy Fair list, I think almost all of it, minus like the boys, the few that they have, canceled or postponed due to COVID and stuff. But yeah, no, almost everything comes out, and especially the ones on the list. Now, sometimes I've seen stuff that they put on May's list that hasn't come out yet, or April, that hasn't come out yet, or they haven't announced it.
Right.
I don't know what they're doing with it.
Gotcha.
So you actually could have ordered it, but it hasn't been released, or hasn't been technically released yet, is what you're saying.
Right.
And by the time it gets to a list to like where people can purchase it, like where retailers can purchase it, that's pretty much a done deal. I think if something got canceled, it would be canceled before it got put on that.
Right, because they don't want to deal with taking your money. Now, do you have to pay up front for it? September?
Depends on what we're doing. Some places have like net 30 terms and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it just depends, but I mean there is a exchange of money in some sort. So it just depends on where we're at. And that's what we chose to do. It's worked out pretty good.
All right, fantastic. So last question I have for you, unless somebody else has it, I'll go to the field here. But for me,
you have one from Manny too.
When are we getting a PopNBeards exclusive?
Oh, yeah.
To tag onto that, I'm kind of curious about the pin you got for BIM Toy, like how that started, how that happened.
Bugging them all the time.
Okay. It worked. I'm glad you did. Thank you.
Over and over.
I think PopNBeards should, you should talk to some people that make toys. Some of them are in the chat. Jason there, maybe a Barely. That'd be good.
Yeah.
You guys could connect.
I've definitely I've reached out to a few guys about doing stuff. I would like to do more for Funko. It'll probably be another year or so. The criteria to get there is pretty high.
Sure.
I am getting way closer than I
Is
thought.
is that a goal though?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I figure if I was a collector, my goal, if I became a retailer, like I need to get a chase. I'm sorry, an exclusive with a chase, right? And just have them all.
And just have them all be like, sorry guys, I'm not selling them.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
no, not that I wouldn't sell them, but I'm just saying, like, that's kind of nice. I think when you get to that point, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a big difference to compete over the Star Wars commons versus you're the only place to get them.
Right.
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, now you're talking the whole allotment, depending on how big you go.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
And even if other stores get them, because I'm sure you'll make deals with other people to distribute them out,
Yeah.
you'll sell them like, everybody else does, like
Mhm.
Toy Tokyo does and
Yeah.
Chalice does. I see plenty of people at con selling them in mass, but now they get to set the price, not to set the price point. I'm sure there's but now all of those had to come from you.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
I mean, that would be. If I do get there, I'm
And your
probably gonna
name
lay
on
them
it.
all out in the parking lot and just take a huge picture.
Yeah, with the
exactly.
pallets show up, right? And then, like you have your sticker on them and everything like that. So,
You know?
all right, guys, look, we can talk all day. Unfortunately, we'll have to do a part 2 with you.
Yes,
And-
please.
Absolutely.
This
We'll
is
have to do a
good.
part 2 because we could talk a lot more. But right now we are at the top of the hour. We are eating into the STS guys' times. I do want to be sensitive to that and switch everybody over there. They are live now recording their podcast. But hey, thanks a lot, Eddie, for joining us.
Of course, yeah, it was a blast. We'll definitely have to do it again.
That was a lot of fun. I always love these conversations, these stories.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening. And while you're here, please be sure to follow us on Instagram at Geek Together Pod and over on Twitter at Geek_Together. Also be sure to hit subscribe wherever you listen so you can be alerted when new episodes go live. We will be releasing a new episode every Tuesday.
All right. And again, thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Clint. Thank you, Robbie.
Thank
As
you,
always.
Yep.
guys.
See you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Eddie. This is a pleasure.
Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.
Thanks, Eddie.
See ya.
Word homies.